Okay, today we're going to do the lead guitar for Same Power by Jeremy Camp. The song is in the key of G, so if you're going to sing it maybe a half step lower or a full step lower, just move lower on the fretboard, which means actually going this direction. With it either 1 fret or 2 frets, based on which one you're doing. Okay, so in the beginning, when it starts off, I think this really fits in with how it sounds on the recording. As far as, I don't think the guitar is doing it, but you can use a guitar for it. I pretty much have my reverb cranked up pretty high with a little bit of delay, so I go down to the 10th fret of the A and the 10th fret of the D to the 9th fret of the D, and we're going to hit that a few times, and I'm actually going to repeat that same pattern. I'm going to come down to the 12th of the A and then back to the 10th of the A. So I'm going to really show you here and get it exaggerated on each fret. We're going to run through the whole thing. Alright, so that is pretty much the first half of the first chorus, of the first verse. And then on the second half, I pretty much make this G shape, or a D shape down here, so this is actually a G note, and just on your E, B string, just pluck it back and forth. You do that, I think, twice. Just listen for the timing for it on the song. Then move to this D right here. So I have the E and the B string on the 10th fret, and I have my D and my G on the 7th. Then move up one whole step. Then the lead for the first chorus is pretty simple. It's just the 8th fret on the B and the 7th fret and the 8th fret on the high E string. So it's that's pretty easy to follow if you just feel compelled to, like I do. Sometimes I throw in a little bit of pinky action, hitting that 10th fret on every 8th time I go through it. So it sounds basically like this. I'm not going to do it all 8 times though. Okay, so it's just a nice little subtle variation of it. Starting off on the second verse, I'm going to turn on my drive. Alright, go ahead and move from splitting my single coils down to splitting it between this single coil and this humbucker. Alright, and we're going to start off on the 8th fret of the B, pluck it, and we'll slide down to the 12th fret of the B and the E. We'll do it twice, so altogether it sounds like. We'll repeat that one more time, then again to that D position, up to a C. Okay, and then we repeat that same little chorus lead again, except on the second half of it, or towards the end, we're basically going to do a double pluck on 2 notes on each string. So we're going to go to the 7th, to the 8th, to the 7th on the B, to the 9th and the 7th on the G, then to the 10th and the 9th on the D. So it's starts off the same again, except we go 7, 8 to 7 of the B, to the 9, the 7 of the G, then to the 7 and the 5th of the E. So now, as far as the bridge is concerned, you can do a pedal tone thing. If you have two guitars, one can just build really heavy on just some power chords. So by pedal tone, I'm just going to turn this down so people next door don't complain. But just chugging away down on the chords until they change. Yeah, that's something like that. And then the second guitar can do the lead. However, a lot of times it's just one guitar player, so I kind of like not to do that, because then when you go back to the last chorus, you can keep just that chord structure and still keep that heavy pedal tone in, because it doesn't really work real well with falling out of that and going back into the lead. So I just kind of feel out the lead at the end of the second chorus going into the bridge, where I slide down to the 10th. You know, just something like that. And then at the end, go back to the chorus again, and you do your first chorus lead, and it leads right back into that second chorus lead that we just went over. So that is really just the main gist of the lead for Same Power. If you have any comments or questions, feel free to leave them below.